some issue with the lab. Yeah, fantastic. I understand there is some issue with the lab. Not to worry, friends. It should take about 15-20 minutes, but the lab should be resolved. I just had a word with IT. It should take about 15-20 minutes, but it would be resolved. Yeah, meanwhile, did all of you go through Nifty 50 yesterday? Yes. How many of you got trades? Question number 1. How many of you were able to plan 5 good trades? Give me a yes. How many of you got an entry? How many of you got an entry? Got an entry. If you've gotten an entry, give me a yes. Entry in Coal India. Okay. Monica is saying. Stopped out in DHFL, Shriram Transport Finance. Okay. So we'll start off with the stopped out trades first. Give me a minute before I start. Just a second. Yeah. So we'll start with the stopped out trades first. Who had a stopped out trade? Srinivas says Tata Steel. Let's have a look, Srinivas. Hourly or daily income trade? Hourly or daily income trade? Hourly, because I don't have your lab, I'll access to your lab. I'll do it for you. $90. Okay, your closest demand zone was over here. Closest supply zone was over here. There was no supply zone, or there was. Okay, this one I think. Srinivas, what is your entry price? Can you type it? I'm assuming you were in the higher end of the curve when you were doing this analysis. If you are at the higher end of the curve, 484. Why did you go for a buy, Srinivas? Why did you go for a buy? You were supposed to go short, right? It was higher end of the curve. And secondly, Srinivas, can you see you're buying in equilibrium? See, very low, low, equilibrium, high, very high. We don't buy in equilibrium, Srinivas. We buy only at the lower end of the curve. Are you following me? Srinivas, are you following me? Okay, I'm not getting a reply. Guys, can all of you hear me? Okay, there seems to be some problem with voice. Okay, you can hear me. So did you all understand the rationale? A, you should have looked for a selling opportunity because you are high on the curve. B, if you are looking for a buying opportunity, it has to be always on the lower end of the curve, and this is in equilibrium. You can't buy in equilibrium. Who else had a stopped out trade, guys? Who else had a stopped out trade? DHFL, because long or short, and what style of trading? You have to mention all three because just a stock name will not do. Daily income trade buy. So daily chart, let's go to. Can you type in the level in which you bought? No supply. No supply is there. This is your no demand. This is your closest demand. Okay. And you're in equilibrium, which means you need to trade in the direction of the trend. The trend is very evidently to the downside. If the trend is towards the downside, we are looking for a shorting opportunity. Why did you buy then? Because, did you understand? You were looking for a shorting opportunity. Okay, great. Who else? Anybody else who got a stopped out trade or a profitable trade? Anybody else who got a stopped out trade or I think Bhuvaneshwari and Guru Murthy have gotten into the lab. Then maybe the other, can all of you all try if you can get an entry into lab? Escorts hourly income trade. Nobody else got an entry into a trade? Strange. Escorts hourly. Okay. These are your closest levels. You are on the lower end of the curve looking for a buy. This is one level over here. There, this would be your buy level, my friend, where you've just got an entry. You've already gotten an entry into this. Hitesh is saying I'm using lab via old link. Okay, now I'm seeing a lot more people in the lab. Good. Okay, so this is a good trade. Anybody else who planned a trade that wants me to review it? Any trade plan that any of you want me to review? I am about to get an entry, but I can. There is a difference. I have to create my machine and lab. HDFC. Okay. Nikhil, I told you, you have to scan the entire big trade list manually, or Nifty 50 in this case. You have to do that manually, my friend. By the way, markets have turned to the downside. It all seems So you have to wait for good level. So let me give you an exercise and you tell me. I want you all to find a trade in, give me a minute. Is all your labs opening up, friends? Are all your labs opening up? Not yet, because I see a lot of people joined in. Just quickly check. Look for a level in Tech Mahindra for a daily income trade. Look for a level in Tech Mahindra for a daily income trade. Carefully look for it. Tech Mahindra daily income trade. Anthony, you have to get in touch with IT if there's an issue with your lab. Gokul says done. Let's have a look at your lab, Gokul. Gokul, I don't see your lab. I don't see your lab. Hitesh, okay. Hitesh, I don't see your lab. I don't see your lab, Hitesh. I can see Nikhil's, Aarti's, Arihant, Srinivas, Balaji, Anthony, Bhuvaneshwari, and Guru's. Srinivas, I can see you in the lab. You have to get in touch with IT. No, Monica, I'm not able to see yours. What about the rest of you? Aryan, HDFC level for short, you've marked it on your screen, is it? Yeah, remove this, please. Uh, yeah, it's a good level. It's a good level. For short or long, because what are you asking for? Yeah, we'll check because let everybody else finish, then we'll have a look at. Yeah, you all done, friends? It shouldn't take so long. This is on L&T, is it? Srinivas? We were discussing Tech Mahindra, my friend. Did you all finish Tech Mahindra, guys? Okay, okay, I'll give you all time. Not to worry, not to worry. Bhuvaneshwari, let's check yours. Absolutely perfect you are, Bhuvaneshwari. Perfect. Good job. Aarti. Aarti. Aarti, just check on the 30-minute if there is a better level. On the 30-minute, do you find anything better? Yes. You see, that would have a higher odd enhancer score also, Aarti. Can you check Sun TV on my lab? Sure. Sun TV. On whose lab is it? Arihant, is it? Arihant, Sun TV. Sun TV. You'll have to show me your weekly zone. Okay. Okay, but let me have a look just a second. Let me have a look. Let's check Sun TV. Sun TV, this is the weekly level. If you don't find a good level on 15, that's when you go to 30 because coming Guru. Weekly. First priority is 5. 15 becomes a different time frame trade. That becomes a daily income trade. Just a second, hold on friends. Just a second please. Please hold on friends. Friends, my system is gotten hang. Just a second, please. Okay, back to 40. Mm, you'll have to keep your stop loss below the weekly, my friend, because there is a chance of getting whipsawed over here. There is a chance of getting whipsawed. You'll have to keep that in control. LNT stopped out in my own account. Srinivas, can you tell me what was the trade? LNT, where is it? I'm waiting for the level. Shriram Transport Finance bought at 938. Weekly chart. Oh, it's a lovely level to buy. Lovely level to buy. Yes, absolutely, Aryant. It's a good level to buy. And it's in coinciding with monthly demand as well. Oh, Anthony, I beg your pardon. Anthony, it is correct. I'm waiting for the LNT level, Srinivas. Anybody else who wants to discuss a trade? Yes, it's a good level, Aryant. 1725 hourly LNT. This would be my closest demand. This would be my closest supply. Okay. And I go to the 5-minute chart. Where are we on the price graph? 60-minute. We are at the lower end of the curve, which means we're looking to buy. Look, this was the level. This was the level. Just a second, guys. Got logged out again. Just a second. Just a second. Let me log in. Okay, we are in. You had entered over here. This is the level you had entered at. Am I correct? Yes, no. Yes, no. Just a second, Srinivas. Let me just check out few parameters. No, Srinivas, you are stopped out over here. This is a stopped out trade. You've got stopped out. Did all of you all finish Tech Mahindra, friends? Did all of you all finish Tech Mahindra? Just got entry, need 2 minutes, take your time. Hitesh, what about the rest of you? You were right, Srinivas, you were right. What about Balaji, Gokul and Guru, Nikhil? Did you all finish Tech Mahindra? What about the rest of you friends? Okay, Nikhil, I'll give you some time. Monica, are you done? Balaji, what about you? Guru, are you done? Okay, lab was not getting. Fine, we'll wait now. Quickly complete it. Can we look at Ambuja Cement on my lab? I marked this day before yesterday. 2 scores, 10 level, didn't work, but a score of 9 coinciding worked beautifully. Sure, Aarti. Let's have a look. Let's go to the lab. Aarti. Okay, which was the level you marked? These two, and this one worked. Ambuja Cement 5 minutes. Excellent. Let's have a look, Aarti. Five-minute Ambuja Cement. Interesting. This was your location. Okay, you were looking for a 5-minute entry. Okay, this was zone number 1. Okay, okay, this was not the zone. This was the zone you had marked, I'm assuming. Yeah, 243 was the location. Okay, like this. 5-minute. This zone was in equilibrium, Aarti, so that is why this one has got stopped out. This zone, no, Aarti, this is stopped out. There is not much we can do. Yeah, the other zone worked because it had a more explosive move, but that stopped out, Aarti. Nothing much we can do. By the way, friends, how many of you were in XLT this morning? Aryant was only there. Anybody else? Only Aryant, is it? Guru was there. Where was our buy in Nifty? 9355 on the daily chart. Exactly from where you saw Nifty give us a 50-point bounce. Absolutely. Anyway, I'm still waiting for all the people to finish. Look at the sea of red. Everything is down. Look at Arcom, Reliance Infra. What happened to Reliance Capital? Rel Cap. 575 points. 7% down. Done with Tech Mahindra. Let's have a look at yours, Vikas. Lab. Vikas monitor. Uh, I think that is correct. Yes, that is correct, Vikas. You're right. Hitesh. Hitesh. Your chart is little different, my friend Hitesh. Can you show me the location, please? Because 2:1, because we learned the 3 different ways to plan our target, but as of now 2:1. Can you show me the location? Which is your location supply zone? Yes, that is correct. You can go ahead. I'm assuming your settings are different. That's why we are seeing a little difference in values. But rational wise, you're correct. You can go ahead with that one. Monica, let's check yours. Okay, Nikhil, we'll come to yours. Your name comes first anyway. So which one are you going to take a trade in, Nikhil? First one or the upper one or the lower one? The 10 on 10 one. Perfect, Nikhil. Monica, let's have a look at yours. Those of you who have finished, please don't waste time. Look at where you can plan a monthly income trade in Dr. Reddy's. Look for a monthly income opportunity in Dr. Reddy's. Let's plan that one. Monica, yes, that is correct. I would agree, Nikhil. Gokul, did you finish? Markets are very volatile. IndusInd Bank, okay, finally the banks are leveraging a bit. Due to expiry, due to that news also, no, of that Pakistan, some India-Pakistan border tension, multiple reasons. Let me know once you guys finish. Vikas has done. In Dr. Reddy, Nikhil, that's correct. Vikas, monitor. Sell opportunity, is it? Aryan, just finish off Dr. Reddy, no? We'll have a look at it. Okay. That level is tested, my friend. Aryan, who was it? Bikash. That level is tested. No, it's tested, my friend. You have to take the higher level. Guru says he's done with Dr. Reddy. Guru. Can you show me the monthly chart first, Guru? Okay. Which is your demand zone? Which is your demand zone? Okay. Which means you're in equilibrium, which means you need to trade in the direction of the trend. What is your trend saying on the weekly, Guru? The candle has not closed, correct? So see what your trend is, no? which means you're looking for a sell option. So see where you can find a nice supply zone. And if it comes onto the lower end of the curve, that means look for a buy option. But mark both and keep and see where you can get an entry or an exit. Nikhil, let's check yours. Perfect, Nikhil. Perfect. Let me do it for the benefit of everybody, friends. We are doing Dr. Reddy. Okay, on the monthly chart, all of you will agree. This is your closest supply, not the above one. This is your closest supply, and your closest demand is far, far away. You use the retracement tool and segregate this into 3 equal parts, which means you're high on the curve and looking for a short level on daily. You have a lovely drop base drop over here with a 10 on 10 score to short, guys. That's it. Why not the previous level, if you ask me? Because the previous level has been tested. Look over here, this level, rally base drop. This candle has touched this candle and moved out. Therefore, this level is tested. This level is going to be your entry at 28.31. Clear, all of y'all? Plus that level on top is not 10. Absolutely correct. There are 2 10s over here if you notice, Aarti. There is a 10 over here also, but since both levels are coinciding, the one closer to my current market price is the one where I'm going to be taking a trade. Yeah? Great. Did everybody understand Dr. Reddy's? Okay, great. Hitesh, tell me the level because I know what are the demand levels in Dr. Reddy. Absolutely right you are, Hitesh. There is a level over level, one on the daily and one on the weekly. Yeah, it's 2 o'clock, friends. Let's take our usual break for 10-12 minutes and let's be back and continue beyond the break. Yes, let's take a quick break and be back, friends. Okay, let's plan one more trade, friends. Let's look for an entry in Castrol for a daily income trade. I hope all of you are back from the break. Let's look for an entry in Castrol for a daily income trade. I'm repeating, Castrol daily income trade. This is a daily income trade in Castrol, Vikas. Let me know if anybody is done. Hitesh, let's have a look. Okay, which one of the two levels will you take, Hitesh? The upper one or the lower one? Lower one? Absolutely. Absolutely not, I mean. Because the upper one is a 10 on 10 and the lower one is also a 10 on 10. When there are two levels like this, what does the rule say? The one that is closer to your higher time frame or coinciding should be taken into account. Clear, Hitesh? Nikhil, let's check your lab. Okay, perfect. Nikhil, can you show me the zone, please? Can you show me the zone, please? No, just go to the 15-minute now. That's okay. Not loading. Okay, then is it sideways? Are you asking for the trend? Let's open it up, no? Let's open up Castrol. Castrol. Okay, remove. Yes. Closest supply. Closest demand. Over here. Yes. Now if I mark the price curve, I would be in equilibrium right now. Let's look at the trend. Okay, lovely. What is the trend saying right now? What is the trend saying right now? Hitesh says down. Nikhil says low. Low meaning? Down, down, down. Absolutely, the trend is on the downside, which means that because if you notice, the last formed high was over here and the last formed low was over here. This current move into consideration did not break the last high or the last low. Therefore, I ignore it. If I ignore it, you will see I am forming lower highs and lower lows. Let's say I'm looking to short and shorting on the 15-minute. 15 and 30, both the levels are there with us. On 30, we have one level over here. Okay. That file has not yet been sent, is it, friends? Just hold on for a minute. Just hold on for a minute. कौन बात कर रहा है? सर देवेन को फोन दीजिए ना. अभिषेक है क्या? तो उनको बोलिए कि मैंने 2 दिन पहले एक फाइल भेजने को कहा था. कल भी मैंने रिमाइंड किया था. अभी तक वो फाइल क्यों नहीं गया है पार्टिसिपेंट्स को? हाँ, राहुल बोल रहा हूँ. कब भेजे हैं? नहीं, किसी को नहीं मिला है अभी तक. हाँ. You should get it, friends. Rahul, I think you're an option. I do know that, Aryan, but any official communication has to go from IT. That's a rule. So IT has to send with the adequate watermarking any file. So there is a 30-minute level over here. And 15 में अगर हम जाएं, if we go to 15, there is one level over here. Both levels are a 10 on 10. Where are we going to take a trade, friends? Both levels are a 10 on 10. Where are we going to take a trade? The upper coinciding level. Absolutely perfect, guys. We're going to take a trade in the upper coinciding level. Good going, friends. Good going. Shall we do one more example before, or I wanted to teach you all? No, I think, friends, more importantly, I wanted to teach you all the concept of how gaps work in zones. Now, all of you remember we had learnt about professional gap and novice gap, yes? Now, a professional gap is a gap that is formed in the opposite direction of the trend, and a novice gap is a gap formed in the same direction of the trend. Professional gap, opposite direction, novice gap, same direction. Now, I want you to write down this rule, friends. Let me open up that file again. Microsoft Office, Microsoft Word. Okay. If there is a pro gap from your zone, very important, friends, if there is a pro gap from your zone or a novice gap into your zone, if there is a pro gap from your zone or a novice gap into your zone, it makes that particular zone a high probability zone. Okay, very important, friends. If there is a pro gap from your zone or a novice gap into your zone, it makes that particular zone a high probability zone or a high probability trade. In this, what is important is pro gap from your zone, novice gap into your zone. Because it is a high probability trade, you can keep your target in these two scenarios at 3:1 directly. You can keep your target at 3:1 or 4:1 directly. Okay, now let's see what this means effectively. Let me take an example. Let's see where I can find you guys a nice example. No, lovely. Now, okay, I'm going to give you a tricky example. Listen, Anthony, hear me out, hear me out. So let's say I have a rally based drop over here in which I'm planning an entry, okay, and in which I'm planning my stop loss, okay. This is my zone, I'm planning my entry, I'm planning my stop loss. Now please pay attention over here, friends. Will all of you agree that this gap, what gap is it? Is it a pro gap or a novice gap? Pro gap? Absolutely, it is in the opposite direction of the trend. What about the next gap over here? This next gap is pro or novice? No, this gap becomes a novice gap. It's in the same direction of the trend now. Would all of you agree that this is a novice gap into your zone? As mentioned here, would you agree this is a novice gap into your zone? Yes or no? Novice gap into your zone, which makes this particular zone a high probability trade, which means that I keep my target at 3:1 over here. I keep my target at 3:1 directly over here. Did you all understand that, friends? Novice gap into your zone makes this particular zone a high probability trade, which means I directly keep my target at either 3:1 or 4:1, and you should expect prices to crash. You should expect prices to crash. Not mark the zone correctly. Let me mark it correctly. There you go. Yeah, let me give you another example of what I'm talking about. Remove tools. Yes. Now, would all of you agree I have a demand zone over here, a drop base and a rally? Let me mark it with 2 wick, okay? And let's say I'm planning an entry over here, and let's say I'm planning a stop loss over here. And now this gap that has happened, is this a pro gap or a novice gap? Is it in the opposite direction or in the same direction? It is a pro gap. Therefore, a pro gap from your zone. Pro gap from your zone. This is a pro gap from your zone. Would all of you agree with me? This is a pro gap from your zone, which means I can keep my target directly at 3:1 or 4:1. Keep an aggressive target over here and you should get that target. Yes, I will repeat it, Nikhil. Yes, the rule says that a pro gap from your zone or a novice gap into your zone makes that particular zone a high probability trade. Pro gap from your zone or a novice gap into your zone. What do I mean by that? Look over here. Would you agree that there is a professional gap from my zone over here, Nikhil? Would you agree there is a professional gap from your zone? If there is a pro gap from your zone, it makes this particular zone a high probability trade. Makes this particular zone a high probability trade, and you saw you move your target to a 3:1 or a 4:1 and see how markets moved up. Clear? Let's look at another example. Let's look for a little bit of a difficult example. Look at this example, friends. Yes, even if there is a good supply zone nearby, there is a drop base rally over here, and this gap is a pro gap or a novice gap, friends? This gap on my screen, is this a pro gap or a novice gap? Pro gap? Pro gap. Anthony, we are discussing some other concept right now. Where did trap level come from suddenly? Where did trap level come from? Friends, this analysis is done only on your zoning time frame. I repeat, this analysis is done only on your zoning time frame. That is after you've marked your location, after you've seen your trend, and just before getting an entry, you will know if there is a novice gap into your zone, or after getting entry, will you know if there is a pro gap from your zone. I repeat, just before getting an entry, you will know if there is a novice gap from into your zone, or just after getting entry you will know that there is a pro gap from your zone. Zoning time frame and execution time frame is indeed the same. So is this a pro gap from your zone or a novice gap into your zone, friends? Which one of the two? Or novice? Until a pro gap is formed, we keep the target at 2:1. You're absolutely right, Aarti. Only when the pro gap forms, you move it to 3:1 or 4:1. Or if there is a novice gap into your zone, then also you move your target to 3:1 or 4:1. Look over here. Entry, stop loss, and 3:1 target. Can you see how prices beautifully gave us a 3:1? So the rule remains a pro gap from your zone or a novice gap into your zone makes that particular zone a high probability trade. So we can say a pro gap, if it enters the zone, has possibility to breach because pro gap is from your zone. After when it enters, pro gap into your zone will be only in the case of supply. Yeah. So in a supply zone, it will be a same thing, a novice gap into your zone or a pro gap from your zone. That doesn't change, my friend. Look at the Glenmark example. Can you see the Glenmark gap down that happened pro gap from your zone? This was a pro gap from your zone and no prizes for guessing what followed. There is, look at what followed. This is a pro gap, not a novice gap, Nikhil. The trend was up. This is in the opposite direction over here. This gap is in the opposite direction over here. No, before entry, yes, absolutely right. Absolutely right, Nikhil. There was a novice gap into your zone as well as a pro gap from your zone. Right you are, my friend. Did everybody understand this concept, guys, of how to make it a high probability zone? Just a second, friends. Did you all understand the concept, friends? Did all of you understand the concept? Yes? Let's look for one last example. Okay, let's look for an example in Bank Nifty. Now, look over here, guys. Would you agree this is a rally-based rally? in Bank Nifty where we can plan an entry over here and a stop loss over here. Would you all agree? Rally base rally, that is rally base significant gap and another rally. Yeah. Now, if there is a rally base rally over here, and what gap is this that is formed into my zone? Is this a novice gap into my zone or a professional gap into my zone, from my zone, into my zone, sorry. Novice or professional? This is a novice gap which makes this particular zone a high probability trade, which means that I keep my target at 3:1. And the prices give us a lovely 3:1 target. Yeah, clear with the concept, friends? This is one of the ways in which you can judge high probability zones and high probability trades. Okay, let's do one last exercise, friends. Okay, I want you to take the stock of, let's say, let's take Asian Paints. Let's take Asian Paints and you decide whether you want to plan an hourly, daily or weekly or monthly trade in Asian Paints. You are going to decide whether you're going to plan an hourly, daily or weekly trade in Asian Paints. Okay, and I'm going to give you guys only 8 to 10 minutes. Let's say where we can come up with a trade. Asian Paints, yes. Let everybody complete, Aarti. We'll then have a look. Okay, Nikhil. We're just waiting for everybody to complete. Is that the best level? But Nikhil, can you see a better level than that? Shall we have a look, or is anybody still doing it? in the past are the primary ones taking the market down. Public sector banks, host of names. The screen is fully red, guys. Anyway, let's check, friends. Have you all done? Let's look at Asian Paints. Asian Paints. Supply. Demand. Very close by to each other. Equilibrium. Trend is very evidently towards the downside. Nothing great on the short side. Let's check all the time frames. No, nothing good. Don't see any good levels even on the 30. On the 60, we have this level which is tested. No, not good. Let's check 75. Again, nothing. Only on the weekly, only the weekly is a good entry, friends, where you have a demand zone over here and you have this entire daily level over here. Another short level is there over here, again, which is a 9 on 10 or a 10 on 10. We'll have to check, but these are the weekly income is the only good levels, friends. Otherwise, Asian Paints doesn't have any nice levels, unfortunately. What examples did you all get? Did you all get weekly or daily or monthly? What did you all get? We can discuss it. Daily Aarti, but where was your entry level? On Balaji, on Asian Paints? Yes. Aarti daily, where did you find a short level? Market at day's low, by the way, friends. 1147 short. Aryan, see, the only reason why Nifty might break this demand zone is now because of the political tension that is brewing. Okay, let's have a look at your level. Bikash, I can't find a 1147. Open up lab. Bikash. Zeal. Yeah, but you've not marked that zone correctly. Bikash, can you see? You've marked the leg out candle also. You've not marked only the base. Coming, Srinivas, I'll have a look. Yeah, so mark that correctly. Yeah, but that would be a 10 on 10. Srinivas, show me the level, please. Can you show me the level, please? Srinivas, yeah, in the level, I want to see the level. In the lab, only your entry is there. And why is your target at 0.8:1? Srinivas, my friend, the level definitely looks good, Srinivas. It's a 10 on 10, it's as per your rules. But move your target a little more. That is too small a target. Can you see next to your entry price, you can see 0.8:1. That's too low for a target. Opposing zone is on one time frame higher, Srinivas. For odd enhancer score, opposing level is seen on one time frame higher. For our target, we have to keep 2:1. Yeah, but yes, that is a good zone, Srinivas. Good going. Biocon, there is a nice level. It's an aggressive trade, but there is a level over level, friends, in Biocon. One level over here and another level right below that over here. There's a nice level over level in Biocon. Daily income trade in Asian Paints, 15-minute time frame. It could be this level. Rally base drop. Rally base and a drop. Yeah, you had, I think, marked the entire zone, Bikash, this way. You had marked it, let me remove this way. So that is incorrect. Only the upper part of the body to the wick is how your zone will be. But nothing great in Asian Paints, friends. No zone that looked phenomenal. Okay, guys. So with that, I'll come to the end of today's session. What are the concepts that we have pending to cover? Let's quickly run through them. Give me a minute. Let's quickly just see what are the concepts. Professional trader. We have to cover position sizing. We have to cover analysis techniques. We have to cover the fifth odd enhancer. Anything else? Not in this. Okay, this is not the file. We have to cover stock scanning. We have to cover the all-star entry. Anything else? Day 3. Professional. Anything else? Let's have a look. Okay, trader, time zones. That's a small topic. Upgrades, downgrades, again a small topic. Then the fifth odd enhancer, which is the asset class specific odd enhancer we have to cover. Okay, a lot of theory has to still be covered. Let's end the session here, friends, and let's meet again tomorrow at 1, and let's take it forward from there. Yeah, let's see each other at... So today, a quick question to everybody. Why didn't any of you plan a trade out of Nifty 50? Arihant, okay, but I'm looking for an entry, friends. You have to scan all 50 stocks if you're looking for an entry, and I'm looking for an entry. Tata Elxsi, I didn't have a look at it, Bhuvaneshwari. Let's have a look at it tomorrow. Aarti did almost weeklies. Look for, see friends, I told you again, hourly and daily will only give you an entry right now, more often than not. And you have to scan all 50 in order to get a trade. Yeah? Not in your own account. I want you to place the orders in here. I want you to place your orders in here, in the system. Yes, I will make sure the file is sent today. Yeah, lab problem was there. Anyway, it shouldn't happen tomorrow. Anyway, I'll take your leave again, guys, and let's meet tomorrow at morning lab. Good question, Hitesh. Let me check with the team. Yeah? Okay. See you then, friends. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.